speaking in behalf of Colorado Springs Citizens for Community Rights. Howard Zinn once said, "History is full of instances where people against enormous odds have come together to struggle for liberty and justice and have won." He observed that the essential ingredients for these struggles are human beings who, if only for a moment, if only while beset with fears, step out of line and do something, however small. So thank you for stepping out of line and breathing life into this historic moment. The people of Colorado Springs have been deprived of their right to local self-government by state regulators who are in collusion with corporations which stand to profit at our expense. We refuse to stand by silently as our water, air, soil, property values, health, and treasured open spaces are destroyed in exchange for short-term profit for the few. Our local officials have been told that their hands are tied because the state has the authority to regulate and localities don't. We are told the law doesn't recognize our local authority to stop state practices we don't accept. We essentially have a system of laws and regulations that was written and manipulated by industry to exploit our communities. The ideas of self-government, consent of the governed, and majority rule on which our country was founded have been largely discarded in the name of corporate profit. In response to such blatant disregard for our rights, Colorado Springs Citizens for Community Rights will join Longmont, Fort Collins, and other communities across the nation that have stood up to protect our rights to community self-determination. Today, we announce the submission to the City Clerk's Office for certification of a petition for a Bill of Rights charter amendment banning fracking. It's already been filed at the City Clerk's Office. Today, we'll ask City Council to put this amendment on the ballot. But if they don't, we'll collect signatures soon to put this on the ballot ourselves in November. Our amendment will reassert our right to pure water, a right to clean air and skies, to clean soil and land, our right to healthy, clean, and robust ecosystems, and the right to community self-government. To secure these rights, the Charter Amendment will declare it unlawful for any corporation to engage in any aspect of natural gas and oil operations, from extraction to wastewater disposal, and including the sale of our water for oil and gas drillings within the city of Colorado Springs. We challenge this broken system ourselves because those elected or tasked to protect us have not. And ultimately, we must ask ourselves, do we cower in fear and fail to protect our communities, our children, and future generations that will all depend on the same water, air, and soil on which we depend to live healthy lives? Or will we courageously stand up for our right to decide for ourselves and defend our clean water, air, and soil, our property values and economy, and our health? It will not be easy. But if we are committed, relentless, and united, then change will be inevitable. We will stand undeterred and ready to defend the recognition of our rights in court in the same spirit as the women's rights and civil rights movements before us. And we hope you will join us. Amendment language at frackfreesprings.org, and we have copies here for the media. Please welcome me in welcoming Wes Wilson, a retired 30-year EPA analyst and now a whistleblower, geologic engineer, and water resource manager who was featured in the award-winning documentary Gasland.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me down here today. How many of you have seen Gasland?
Yeah!
Well, I was a whistleblower in 2005 before. I worked for EPA my entire career. I know a great deal about this industry. The reason I was a whistleblower is because EPA put out a report then that said fracking contained toxic chemicals and it was safe. But the industry has gotten bipartisan support to get many exemptions. I want to talk to you about a couple of things today. About the almost certainty that drilling will succeed. I'm not sure what Alter's playing, but as a geologist, I'm very concerned that this industry is capable of getting down to the mother lode, down into the formation, the Niobrara Shale, where the oil has always been. And so that means there's very little likelihood they hit dry wells. They just need a better fracking process. So be careful how that is played out. You should still get your city council to delay this or push it off so that they don't come into the city. I want to give you some facts about climate change and about the certainty of air pollution from drilling. You know, we've been fed a bill of goods that natural gas was going to somehow take us to a better future because it was better than coal. It's not better than coal. Natural gas, in order to be better than coal, would have to have a leakage rate of less than 2%. Just 2%. But information that we got from Cornell University professors showed that the industry was leaking a rate between 4 and 8%. And then NOAA, our good science organization here in Boulder, went out to Utah and found the industry leaking 9%. So it's taking us to a warmer future faster than even coal. And we don't have much time. Previous generations did not know about climate change. The future ones won't be able to do anything about it. It's up to us. We need to get off this fossil cycle by 2016 and start reversing it and get to 90% reduction by 2060 to make a 2-degree world only. If we go over a 2-degree world, we're not going to have a livable world. Let me get on to the certainty of air pollution from drilling. My buddy Phil was wrong just a little bit. There are 2 studies. Just 2. And they were both done here in Colorado. One was done by Dr. Lisa McKenzie and John Agate of the Colorado School of Public Health at Fitzsimmons. And what they found was that people who live close to wells are exposed to high cancer-causing agents. Benzene, toluene, ethylbenzene, xylene, which comes off of these wells in addition to the fracking chemical. Dr. Theo Colburn, a good colleague of mine at the Endocrine Disruptor Exchange in Peonia, did a year-long study of air pollution 7/10 of a mile away from a set of drilled wells in Garfield County. And she found some 44 different chemicals. And there were chemicals that I thought that she would find, the benzene and toluene and things, but she also found methylene chloride, a highly toxic solvent that wasn't even reported as a fracking fluid because it was used for some other part of the industry. Now, what she reported about those low concentrations but chronic exposures is not comforting. Lower birth weight babies, smaller skulls, even lower IQs in children. These are endocrine disrupting chemicals, and we shouldn't be exposed to the toxic trespass by this industry. You know, Churchill was right. Americans can be counted on to do the right thing once they've exhausted all other possibilities. We've exhausted the fossil fuels. Now get out there and do the right thing. Thank you.